Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Give praises to Jehovah, from whom all blessing and knowledge will flow. Blessing and knowledge will flow. The Village Talk Show, dedicating to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life, helping each one of us in realizing our dream at any age, any point, starting from today, day. Success. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. Come one, come all to learn and grow. Welcome to the Village Talk Show. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. We discuss what people need to know, empowering them to learn and grow. Success is not spoken, it is done. Success is done. Come on now. The Village Talk Show. Talk Show. The Village Talk Show.
Hey, welcome back, Roderick. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Village this evening.
How you doing? How you doing, Dr. Bryant? Welcome, villagers. Welcome, villagers. Welcome all. Thank you for joining us right here, viewing, sharing, participating on the Village. Many of you have started subscribing, so I really do appreciate that. Please continue the subscription. Help us to help you spread the word. I'm just real excited, Dr. Bryant, to be here today, meeting with everyone, talking about what needs to happen in our country. From the village perspective, how we helping everybody, identifying things that need to be identified, helping people to come to some recognition of things that they need to do, bringing them the news, giving them an opportunity to express themselves right here on the Village Radio Talk Show, where we're dedicated to empowering the community to live a healthy, safe, and financially capable life through education, helping each one of us in realizing our dreams at any age, at any point, starting from today. So tell us, Dr. Bryant, have you had any vacation time?
Not yet, but I will. Coming up.
What do you mean by not yet, but you will?
Not yet. So my vacation time was supposed to be scheduled around school starting and transitioning and things like that. So
what happened?
Nothing. I decided to do something else. That's all.
So what do you decide to do? I don't want our audience don't want no damn privacy. What do you decide to do?
I need a break. I need a massage.
So we all need a break. What did you decide to do? That's what we want to know.
I want to be on a beach. That's my goal, a beach. So I have to book something between this weekend.
All right. There are a whole lot of beaches you can go to, woman.
Yes.
There's Reese Beach. There's Jones Beach. There's Hector State Park Beach. They're just beaches. What's going on?
That is true. Let me clarify. Outside of New York.
Okay, so where are you gonna go? What's on your list? Yo, people want to know why yo, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to know. You want to know.
Nobody. The audience always like, they're like, yo, she mad stuck up. Unstuck yourself.
It's okay. I'm not stuck up. First of all, let's clarify that. I just like to keep my business to myself. That's
That
all.
is stuck up.
That is
That's
not
the
stuck up.
definition of stuck up.
Okay,
I
that's
don't need
your
to share with you.
definition. That is your definition.
Are we going to educate the village if you don't want to keep your things to
It
yourself?
has nothing to do with my life. Okay.
What are you talking? The village has nothing to do with your life.
Right now, about what I'm doing, where I'm
People
going.
with ideas. By the way,
Roderick,
let
can we
me
move
hold
on?
on. Let me just say this to you.
Oh Lord.
Even if you go on a farm and play on the farm,
Mhm.
guess what? It came from another idea. Somebody else went on the farm and talk about the goats and the
Yes.
hogs in the zoo.
Roderick, can we move on? Thank you.
No, I don't want to move on. I want you to know. I want some ideas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No. You're not, ladies and gentlemen, moving on nothing. You're full of crap. What are some ideas that you think planning? You think what you think? You think we all stupid? No. What are some things that you plan that you think
Don't
about?
worry
Okay.
about what I'm planning.
No, I am worried. Get out of here. You think this is you're gonna get away with it that easily?
Yes. Can you
No,
move
you're not.
on?
What are some? No, I'm not. What is some ideas?
Listen.
Okay, wait.
Cut
I'm
it.
not saying telling the audience exactly what you're gonna do. Hey, Joanne Bryant is gonna be in Trinidad tomorrow, right? Because I know some of you people are like, oh, don't tell nobody where you have fly to. Cause you know they will work Obia or Voodoo or Guzupanyo. But you could give some ideas. It's 2 weeks left, right?
For you, I can go on vacation anytime. Remember that.
Well, it's to live work for a lot of our audience who have children,
Okay.
right? So what are so I'm listening on give us some ideas. What are things that cross your mind?
With or without kids? That's the question.
Well,
Without kids,
you're planning on going away with your kids. So go ahead with the kids.
well, without kids, my
With the kids. You're going with your kids. You don't
yeah, to beach, yeah, somewhere, just relaxing. That's it. Without kids, I want to go international, so that's the goal in
you
November.
were like, no wonder they send me these messages about you. I'm gonna be getting mad messages.
It's okay. Stop trying to dig into my life like that.
Right? I'm gonna get mad messages. Yo, what's up with her? All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna they're gonna be texting
But
me.
Roderick, you are the one who likes to go on vacation and give people.
I don't go on vacation. I did go on, I did, however, wait.
Okay.
I
Thailand
did,
was on vacation.
however, I did
Thailand
go.
was on vacation.
No. I'm saying something.
Mm-hmm.
I did this year
Mm-hmm.
in the summer go on 2 vacations. Right. I did. And see, this is when I could tell you that there's a difference between vacation and going to an event.
Mm-hmm.
Even though one of the event, right? Even though one of the event was a destination birthday,
Mm-hmm.
it was still an event nonetheless, right? So I would say that. And then my last trip was vacation, and man, I'm still tired. Oh my God, I'm tired. Right? I'm tired from the trip a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, notice I have my cognac right here in my water bottle, right? Just because Dr. Bryant is going to make me a drunkard. Right? She's going to make me into a lush.
I'm gonna make you into a lush.
Yes, because you're teasing our audience by telling them about vacation, right? And not exactly what you want to do, because you don't want to share. Well, you're private. Good evening.
Good
I like
evening.
the fact that we're coming together to raise funds for this election. Why can't we do all this to get funds for our empowerment of equity of success? Damn, Karen, you just got us all like, you don't want to have my side conversations, like straight to the point. Like, boom.
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate
Like,
that.
like Karen is like, you just off track. Let's get it back on track
Yes,
right away.
yes. Because the thing is, a lot is going on. How many more days till the election? How many more days till people go out and do things beyond the election? Is get involved in your community.
You know. So yeah, all right. So let's tackle it. You know, I was talking to one of our listeners today.
Mhm.
She I was talking to one of her listeners today, and she's a little bit upset with Mayor Adams.
Why?
Um, and I agree why she's upset. I understand the mayor's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and I also understand her perspective.
Okay. So what is the
Um,
issue?
so the issues that, you know, there's a new guidelines coming out now
Okay.
on the trash,
Okay.
right? There's a new guidelines coming out right now in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That they have to buy that bin. Is
you have
that
to buy four. Actually, you have to buy up to about 4 bins.
Okay.
Right, where you have to buy um
Hey,
right.
Star Girl.
So the mayor rolled out a new plan,
Mm-hmm.
right, that states that you have to buy these bins. So you have to have the green bin, the blue bin, green, blue, garbage, and recycling. No, blue, that's recycling. The composting. You
But
know, I
what if
tell
you don't
people,
want to do composting?
huh?
What if you don't want to do? You have to have all four.
Yes, you have to have all of them, right?
Oh.
So I tell people all the time
Mm-hmm.
that, hey, Star Girl, I tell people all the time, don't listen to all of that foolishness
Mm-hmm.
when people start introducing laws and say, oh, we're just trying to think to see if it's going to work. It is utterly unequivocal garbage.
Okay.
It is the next policy of
Mm,
the city, right?
mm,
It is going to be the next policy of the city.
okay.
And that's the case, right? A couple of years ago, they introduced composting, or composting, depending on how you want to pronounce it, right? And they're like, people need to compost, and this is how you do it. And you can do this and get a bag. And what they did was they gave an opportunity for you to get a free composting garbage bin.
Mm-hmm.
So they had things around the city for people who wanted to try it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they had that around the city. And they had in different boroughs and whatever, because they knew they were going to roll out another regressive tax. And they're going to talk behind environmental. And this is one of the things we agree with Trump with. In that, are we really looking at these things because we're really concerned about the environment?
Mm-hmm.
Or are we really looking at these things because we want to raise money?
Mm.
Right?
Bus lane ticket.
So, explain. There's some things that make people feel comfortable, right? The smell. You want to make sure garbage gets picked up regularly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But how the garbage get picked up, does it matter?
And
For millions of years,
mm-hmm.
millions, thousands of years, hundreds of years, we collected garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the landfill in the last few hundred years.
Staten Island. Mm-hmm.
Right? And you do whatever you need to do. I agree with composting, by the way.
Eddie Jensa is funny. The policy is literally garbage.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, right? It is literally garbage because all it is a regressive tax.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't move your garbage bin at this time, you're going to get a ticket. You have the elderly. I'm sickly, so I'm in the hospital regularly. Somebody's not always home. Who's going to take out the garbage? Who's going to put the garbage back? Right? My family went on vacation this week. Mr. Pessimistic. Eric is I call you Benev. I'm calling you Mr. Pessimistic from now on. You don't like. He's an anarchist, right? That's what I'm going to label you as, Mr. Anarchist. So when you hear Mr. Anarchist Benev, you know I'm talking to you, right? But the reality of the situation is they want to put in congestion pricing. Mm-hmm. They want to put in garbage disposal. They want to put in speed cameras. They want to change the speed limit. They want to do all of this. And none of these things, the bus lanes.
Just the FYI, if you park, double park, block, or decide anything with the bus, the ticket starts officially.
$175, ladies and gentlemen. So let's be clear.
The bus starts taking tickets as of, I guess, today.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So all of these things, they help to move things along in some space, and in some place it doesn't. Some place it's I've got no. You know what that reminds me of?
What's that?
The white supremacist gets up and he talks about the LGBT community. I hate the LGBTQ. Right? Everybody can associate with that. Right? Common enemy, right? So he picks the LGBTQ community apart. Then he goes to the Muslim, breaks them apart. Right? Oh, the next group, and then he goes to the blacks. Right? And then he goes to this group and that group. Right? Until there are no more groups to fight. Right? So all these different groups are saying, where were you when I needed your help? You weren't there to help me. Right? So you didn't understand my plight when I told you that a speed camera was a problem. You said, oh, it's very useful to stop kids from getting hit. Blah, 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 blah. Not true, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's actually, there's no evidence, no data that shows that the speed camera or the 30 miles, 25 miles an hour speed limit, in essence, has affected people getting hit with a car. I'm just telling you that. So in other words, you go back, and I'm trying to say that it's easier for us when I use the large scale by race or by commitment, cultural commitment, that people can see it. But when you do the small things like the different garbage, now I agree with composting, because the compost can help you with your garden, with your this, you know, recycling can help, blah, 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 right? Is it really is it really something that has to be done? You get what I'm saying? Is it? Or is it more important that we teach people to be clean? Get rid of your garbage. Pick up the garbage. Clean in front of your house. You get what I'm saying? Don't throw food on the street. Those things are far more important for the environment, because if there's no food to pick up, what are rats going to eat? Where are the flies going to live? The fact that you separate your garbage, does it make a difference in terms of the flies? You got to think about how you're separating people. So people who are like gung-ho about the garbage, but they're not gung-ho about the street lights. Does that make sense? Like, I think like we have to, that's why, I always bring up that over the last couple of weeks, I've spoken about that clip where the guy get up on the podium and he started to dissect different individuals. And the two white guys are having the conversation. One is an immigrant, one is an American citizen. And the two of them, the white guy who's an American citizen, was like, oh, he's right, he's right, he's right, he's right.
Wait a minute.
Until he said Mason. All of a sudden he goes, I'm a Mason. But when he was talking about the immigrant, he didn't care. If that makes sense, right? We have to support our brothers and sisters, because when we don't support our brothers and sisters, when we don't support ourselves, people will shoot us while everybody else stand aside and look. And I don't mean literally shoot us, by the way. Don't take my word that people are going to kill each other. When I say, right?
I'll say this. You said, Roger?
Yeah, I'm here.
So I'll say this. For example, you said we have to support ourselves, and you can go across and support others. When you believe something is right, and when you don't watch something or abuse, don't watch abuse happen. That's the thing. Speak up when you do, even if it's something that, you might not like the person or whatever, but do what's right.
Exactly. Empathize, create empathy.
So
and
for example, I'm going to give you an example that I read earlier today that I thought was interesting. The former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeffrey Dunkins, right, Republican, he's pushing for more Republicans to support Vice President Harris, arguing in an interview that it was perfectly acceptable for those GOPs to back her, even though she's a Democrat. So he said, I think it's important to reinforce the fact to Republicans around the country that just because you voted for Kamala Harris in 2024 doesn't mean you're a Democrat, which he's telling CNN. It just means that you are a patriot. You're doing your duty as an American to step up to the plate and reclaim this country's future. So that is surprising as one of, I guess, because he saw the injustice that happened with the whole election process, that he's saying, enough is enough. Like you just mentioned, don't continue to go with the flow. Stand up for what you believe should be right, or you believe is right. So that's all. We're not telling you who to vote for. That's not the point, but I'm just using that as an example. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yes, Stargirl, you're correctly correct. Certain neighborhoods are kept clean with I'm sorry, Karen, this is what you said. Certain neighborhoods are kept clean with no it's or but. Excuses in our neighborhood is there is no fund in the budget to upkeep the community until you speak up. Well, in my area, they don't do alternative side of the street parking. But you know what? You see neighbors, there's part of Queens. They don't do alternative side of the street parking. Neighbors go out and clean their area. Because guess what? Once you start implementing that, you have to move your car. It becomes a pain in the butt that some people feel that it's easier for them just to clean it. And sometimes they feel they do a better job.
I want to switch this. I want to. No, I don't want to switch the subject.
Hold on. I want to read this last thing from Stargirl. I got a courtesy warning notice from New York City Department of Finance for parking in the bus lane on a Sunday. I thought I was exempt on Sunday for church. Surprise, surprise.
No, you're not.
Now
double park on the opposite side of the street.
You will get a ticket. You will get a ticket.
Hey. I there's something in my head I want to say about certain neighborhoods when they block off the street and walk in the middle of the street. I'm not going to say which neighborhoods those are. They don't get tickets.
Listen,
all right.
Don't say it. Keep your mouth shut. Okay.
Keep your mouth shut. But listen. I agree that we need to Canada doesn't have all of this, and Canada is one of the cleanest places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the clean, and it has large cities. Toronto, Ontario is one of the largest cities in the world. I want to shift for a moment. It's not in our talking points.
Go ahead.
A gym teacher in Detroit, Michigan, was shot and killed earlier last week.
Mm-hmm.
Right, by an 8-year-old student. Walked in, took her father's gun, shot the teacher, and I'm going to give credit to McCoy News out there. The little girl shot and killed the teacher.
Wow. School
Because
right?
Right, the Kiana Hudson's the child's name.
Mm-hmm.
Brought
Oh,
a fire.
said the name of the child. Wow. That's
Yeah, well, she committed murder.
many times a lot of people, even though they commit murder, they never mention the kid's name.
Well, they did in this one. Right.
Okay.
So she killed her teacher because she was getting molested by the teacher, 56-year-old gym teacher.
Oh.
And the gym teacher apparently told her that if she told her parents, she would harm the parents and whatever the case is.
What?
And she came to school with a gun. He called her into the office. And when she came into the office, she pulled out the gun and she shot him. Once in the leg and I believe once in the head.
Oh.
Once in the private area. Upon their arrival, she was taken into custody by the police. So basically, she walked into the gym teacher's office. Further reports indicated that the teacher, Mr. Turner, had summoned Kiana into his office during his gym class. And moments later, 2 shots rang through the hallways, causing student to flee in panic. School security personnel hurried to the scene and discovered Turner deceased with gunshot wounds to the thigh and chest. I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
If it is true that bastard deserves it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Why are you messing with 8?
How old was it? 8.
She was 8 and he was 56. I'm glad she did it, if it is true.
Mm-hmm.
Cameras indicated the young lady, and I'm also very disappointed to put the beautiful little girl. I'm disturbed in a number of ways. One, access to the gun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Access to the gun. So I'm perturbed about that. 2, they're seen on camera with a child going into the office, to the gym teacher's office, a number of times. Why didn't the school system?
Yeah, they didn't think something was up. Yeah.
Yes, that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
3, the fact that she knew to kill the guy. What's going on at home?
And she knows how to shoot.
Clearly, because she
In the chest too.
and in the private parts.
Oh.
Because they said in the thigh.
Ooh. Oh.
Right.
So now my thought is,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of those cases where I don't think he deserves to die. If it's true, don't get me wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
Now
So I
many.
want to just say that for a total disclaimer.
Yes.
I mean,
But
right,
many,
right.
I wanna many of times, um, parents and others might say, "Hey, if somebody touch you incorrectly, I want you to do this. I want you to do that." Sometimes we um guide and steer our kids a certain way.
Wait,
I-
hold on. Before you say what you're saying, I want to
Mhm.
add something else to
Okay.
it, and then you can finish your thought.
Mm.
She took the gun from underneath the mattress in the
So,
parents' room.
so the thing is, they didn't make it. They didn't hide it in a way where. So if another child had did that to her, or any other, if she got into an argument, she would know where to find the gun. That's a problem. So that's negligence in itself, period.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a gun, you need to safeguard it, especially when you have children. Just safeguard it, period. Not only because of children, you don't know. You might have somebody break into your house and you don't want anything just hanging around loosely. So that is irresponsible. Individuals like that don't need to have a gun, first of all, especially a gun with children, because many of time we heard so many cases of kids who pick up guns and oh, we were just playing with it, and then guess what, that person is dead. The other young innocent individual is dead. You can't bring them back to life. um so going back to the parents, it makes me wonder how many times, maybe having a conversation with your parents, hey, Sarah, hey, such and such, um don't let somebody touch you like that. Don't do this, don't do that. And if they do something innocently, maybe innocently, but maybe not, might say, hey, I know what I'll do if somebody touch you. I know I'm going to attack them. I know I'm going to shoot them. You might be talking out of frustration or whatever, but the kids might be processing it, and taking it seriously, or aim this way or aim that way. You might be watching a movie and say, hey, if that person's touching me like this, I would go here and I would attack this, I would hit that or whatever. And they keep all of these things in their brains and might just act out exactly what they're hearing. You might think you're just, hey, it's innocent talk, but it's not innocent to a child. So be mindful of what you say and how you behave in front of children. And also some of the games they play. They aim, they shoot, they trigger, they know what to do. So it is scary that 8 years old, you know how to shoot and position. So there's a lot of red flags with this situation. And the fact that the school noticed on video and didn't do anything, didn't think it was weird, or, hey, you have an 8-year-old girl constantly going to a grown man, interacting. It should put a pause, like, hey, why not take time to say, what's going on? Is everything okay? Do we need to assist you with something? So yeah, it's crazy.
Eddie brought up a good point. I understand your point, but there's no excuse for taking. You see, there are a couple of things that's going through my head listening to Eddie's point.
Mm-hmm.
The first point is that child is forever going to have the thought that they killed somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did she understand really what she did?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing one of the things that's going through my mind, right? So that's a big thing that was going through my mind. The second thing is, how did she move the bed at 8? She's a literally 8-year-old girl. And what I'll do, let me see if I can do it. I'll put the link in the chat because her picture is up so people can see it. Let me put the link in the chat, right? And so people can look at the little girl and read the article for themselves, right?
We get started.
And so in our own minds, right? In our own minds, we have that street justice, right? This is street justice, right? The person deserved it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right, Star Girl. Well, I'm
right.
glad you got him.
I feel that the parents, she told her parents,
Yeah, and guess what? If
And
she told her,
they
told her
made it,
what to do.
yeah, they made it easier for her to have access to that gun.
Mm-hmm. And told her exactly what to do. That
You
might
know,
be the case.
Detroit and Chicago are two very violent places in the country in terms of murder and economics and poverty. Um, I'm sorry. Andre, I put the link number 10 on our talking points. You could just put it in the chat so people can click on it and look at it.
So Stargirl wrote, "Well, I'm glad she got him in the private parts, but your questions, Roderick, are valid in this case. I'm concerned that an 8-year-old, she is fully knowledgeable about using a weapon, and she will shoot other kids or anybody who crosses her path."
Right. I'm going to leave out about knowledgeable about using the weapon, but does she have knowledge about the the finality of the weapon? Right. I've always said I could see myself going to jail if somebody were to molest my child.
Hmm.
Right. I could see myself going to jail. Right. If that were to happen, I can. Right. Because you don't mess with children like that. But the impact, those things, I mean, I'm thinking about it. Right. I'm thinking about it. The parents do have a lawsuit against the school system. Right. So I'm torn, right? I'm torn because I'm a parent of a 9-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm a parent of a 9-year-old child, and I would never want to see anybody harm my child.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing not to tell your parent if she didn't tell her parents, but to kill, I don't know. I'm concerned about, because like you said, Dr. Bryant, and like Stargirl said, that could have been any one of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Not any one of us. Sorry, that wrong choice of words. That could be anybody in the classroom
Right.
that she's not happy with, like
Right.
that 6-year-old who shot the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or the bully, the guy who felt bullied, brought the knife in to the Bronx and stabbed and killed the children in the classroom. It's, what are we teaching our kids about the importance of life,
And people, at a young age,
understanding what to do?
yeah. So becoming desensitized to so many
Yes,
things. And it's not only that child that's affected, it's the entire school. Other children, the trauma of hearing that, hey, there was a gun that went off, the sound of it, somebody got hurt. The trauma, not only the children, the parents. Hey, I'm sending my child. That's why you really have to pray over your children before you send them anywhere. Whenever, if you don't believe in it, that's fine. But the thing is, really, really be prayerful, because we're at a time where people have no remorse. They don't care. I heard about the young girl, 13-year-old, that got stabbed at Barclays Center by two boys. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening nowadays? I don't know. People are losing their minds. And
yeah.
this is not good.
Again, the key word is desensitized, Dr. Bryant, like you say.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, yes, violence have gone down. Thank you, Eric Adams. Thank you, Bloomberg. Thank you, Giuliani. Right? Violence has gone down. But there's still violence. There's still anger within our community. So I don't know. I am concerned. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say that bum didn't deserve it, because you should not be molesting a child. But it's also complicated to say, what are we teaching our children? Hey, JR, Karen, I'm going to get to your comment in a minute. JR, I just want you to put up your link for tomorrow. I want you, because guys, we're going to support those who support us. JR has his radio show tomorrow during the day. So who are you guests for tomorrow, JR? So let us know. Type it in and let us know. Karen Greenwood, right? The law in Texas mandated that teachers can bring guns to school. Well, I don't think that that's relevant in this comment, right? I don't think that. Hi, Deidre. I believe that teachers should be able to bring guns to school. I do believe, or at the minimum, if they cannot bring gun to school, there should be guns put away safely for hard lockdowns. School shootings are not uncommon. We would like to think that they're uncommon, but they're not.
We're going to disagree.
No. Again, I'm not saying that a teacher should be walking around with a gunslinger like the old Wild West. That's not what I'm saying. Right? What I am saying, I don't look at Uvalde, Texas. I got Uvalde, Texas, where the police chief now had to resign because they took too long.
He got charged.
Yes.
He got charged.
And many more lives were lost.
So you think if a teacher had a gun, that they would have handled the situation on its own?
I think if a teacher or a
Deidre, it's a no for me too.
No. So you can say anything you want, and
suppose exactly.
That's
and here's the thing.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, it's two different things that we're saying.
Here's the thing, Roderick. You don't know everybody's mental health. Just because they're working in the school system don't mean they're mentally stable. You know how many people who are not mentally capable and well?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going extreme with my thoughts.
Well, yeah, let's
my thought. No. We're not gonna leave the subject alone. We're not. I don't think that we're gonna leave it alone.
Oh.
What I am saying is the following. I believe that there should be guns in school securely put away.
I disagree with you.
But which is different from the gym teacher, the Spanish teacher, the math teacher, the health teacher having a gun in their drawer.
All right, Roderick.
That's good for concept.
Okay.
If there was a secured gun at Sandy Hook, a secured gun.
Oh, well, okay.
At Sandy Hook.
You think it was going to
26 young people would not have died.
Okay, Roger.
I'm not saying that.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Again, I can guarantee.
I can't put no guarantee on nothing.
Who?
The
people at Uvalde.
Oh, boy.
I am not saying in no way, shape, or form that a teacher should be allowed to carry a gun in their waist. The middle of a fight, a kid can grab for that gun. There are many hazards to a teacher walking with a gun around a school building. Many hazards. And it should not be allowed. Which is different from having a gun in a lockbox in your building. There's two different things. So let's not.
So what if the building get robbed?
What does that have to do with it? Guns get robbed every day. What does that have to do with anything?
So now you have a rob.
What does that have to do with anything?
Gun. So
how do illegals gun get into our city?
To think clearly about what you're saying.
So wait, I'm sorry. What are the ways you think to protect our innocent elementary school kids?
But you believe that having a gun inside the building. So guess what?
So when a police officer in the building, I'm sorry, when a police officer is in the building Does that police officer not have a gun?
So who should have control to the gun?
That's where the question comes in.
I disagree.
That's where the question comes in. Let's go back to JR for tomorrow. JR is one of our avid listeners. He's also the host of our Reset Talk Show. It comes on every Friday. JR, you didn't put the time in.
Yeah, what time?
Right?
Oh, 10 a.m. Okay.
10 a.m. Look for him on Facebook. Tomorrow, JR Golden on the Reset Talk Show. His guest tomorrow will be Eric Adams. I'm trying to get Eric to come on our show tomorrow as well. So maybe we can figure out how to get him to come back. He hasn't been on in a few years, actually. Right? He hasn't been on.
It's because you've been on his case, Roderick. He's like, yo, I'm not coming back. That man talks too much about carrying guns in a school building. So that's the reason.
No, whoa. Correct your statement. Correct your statement. See, that's why people get wrong impression. I never said anything about carrying a gun in the school building. I said having a gun in the school building.
Oh, boy. He don't want to be no part of that, okay? He want no part of that conversation.
Oh, wait. Let me tell you a joke. No
part of that.
So one of my former colleagues is in the newspaper. Let me see if I can pull that up, and Andre can pull it up on the screen as well. Although I probably shouldn't do it. Right?
Okay. If it's gonna cause problems.
No, it's not gonna cause problems. I'm not gonna call any names. So I'm in Andre, you can put it in our group chat so that they can see it. Right? I'll put it into our chat, but then you can put it in our group chat. Right?
Okay.
A school principal gets arrested. Right? He gets arrested for stalking his ex-girlfriend. Gets arrested. He was the principal of a school in Brooklyn, got let go, then got a new opportunity to be a principal. He went out there to become a principal. I'm in California. I get a phone call. It's all plastered over the New York Post and New York Newsday. Principal gets arrested. The scrutiny, right? Now, there are two reasons why I'm bringing it up. One, I believe that my friend, my associate, using the term friend loosely, should have known better. Because as a school teacher, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know this, school teachers and educators have a moral clause. Right? So if you're to get arrested, you are to report it and you are removed from the classroom. Right? Arrested. Not if you get a ticket. If you get a DAT, still you have to report the DAT and they'll decide whether or not you're to be removed. But the moment you get arrested for drunk driving, anything of the sort, you're to be removed from the classroom until the case is resolved. But you are technically suspended with pay. You can't do procession. You can't do anything like that, right? Until everything is finalized. In his case, right? In his case, is his ex-girlfriend, not even his ex-wife. His ex-girlfriend, he threatened to F up the ex-boyfriend, her current boyfriend. Seriously? You have almost a $200,000 job, and that's why I was trying to. The only reason one of the reasons I'm bringing it up is, ladies and gentlemen, people are people. The position doesn't make your temperament any better. And so a lot of times people think like, oh, because you're a police officer, you're above reproach. No, you're not. They can make mistakes. And the reason I'm bringing that up, and I'm circling right back to Donald Trump, the innocent mistake. that he calls the woman getting killed, Miss Massey. Police officer making an innocent mistake. No, I don't look at that as an innocent mistake. I look at that just like I look at this person. This is their personality. And it doesn't speak for every officer. It doesn't speak for every principal, nor every educator, because he was let go once as a principal and let go as a second time now as a principal in the last 10 years. Right? We have to start judging people for people. And sometimes we need to step away from this person is at this level. Make sense or no?
A position doesn't state your character. Your character speaks for itself. That's what you're trying to say?
That's a beautiful line. I love that. Say it again.
A position doesn't speak someone's character. Your character will speak for itself.
Exactly. You know, it's that's just you know what I remind people. You know, you get down and dirty, you get this. No. It is what it is. You know, next week is the Democratic National Convention.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually what's today's date? I think it's getting started because people are actually
15.
Yeah, people are traveling because I know I've spoken to a couple of people who are actually on their way in Chicago, right? It's from August 19th to August 22nd, so Monday. So people are actually on their way, filling Chicago right now. I spoke about something before, and I'll speak about it again.
What's that?
People don't understand. There's argument for a popular vote versus the versus the electoral vote. Mm-hmm. The electoral vote, the popular vote, does not work in the United States because people live all across the United States. It's not like Russia, for example, where most of the people live in Western Russia, because in the eastern part of Russia you have the Tigris and the Siberia, and it's too cold out there, so very few people live that far out on that side. In the United States, the majority of people live across the United States, but there are places where the bulk of people do live. Primarily, they live in California. They live in the big states, right? So if you think about it, in the Union, right? If you think about it in the Union, as in the United States, California is the largest state, has 38 million people. So I just want to put things into proper perspective for everyone, right? So California is the largest state. Yes, 39 million people, right? As of the census in 2023, so it has gone down. Texas has 30 million, second largest state in the union. Third is Florida with 22 million. Fourth is New York. New York has lost over 3 million people. That's why, on a side subject, I don't believe there's a housing crisis. You lost 3 million people, you still have a housing crisis? Please. Right? Followed by Pennsylvania with 12.
And wait. The census, I have a problem with the numbers that was collected for the census because, you know.
No, let's talk about that in a minute. Hold on to that thought, though. I just want to share something with somebody with the electoral vote. Illinois has 12 million. Ohio has 11. Georgia has 11. Right? Let me just finish up real fast so that Dr. Bryan can get to her point. So off the top, say 15, top 20 states in the union, right? California is Democratic. New York, Democratic. Illinois, Democratic. Pennsylvania went Democratic in the last election, but it's a swing state. So of the top 20 states, right, of the top 20 states in the union, with the 20th one being Wisconsin, which has call it 7 million people to round off. Right? So when you look at it and you keep going like that, you'll find, and I'm doing a rough estimate, 38 and 30 is 68, and 22, that's 90, 120, 132, 144, 154, 165, 175. So approximately 250 million people live in 20 states of the 380 million people in the United States. Right? So when you do the numbers, does it make sense to go by popular vote? That's why the Constitution set it up that way, to give every state an opportunity for people to hear them out. So the popular vote, that means that as a person, so in that, here's the difference now. California, New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, New Jersey, Virginia, Massachusetts, Maryland, of the 20 states, are generally every election Democratic. And I'm not going to add them up. Andre, if you want to look it up, I'll put the link in your chat, in the chat, so you can look it up and add up the numbers and get back to me on it. In the same vein, right? In the same vein, the other states, so let's go back, right? Let's go back to the other states that I was talking about. So the other states, you have Texas is Republican, Florida is Republican in the last few elections. That's 2. Ohio is Republican, 3. Georgia became a swing state with 10 million. North Carolina is also a swing state. Michigan is a swing state. Jersey is a swing state. Virginia has gone Democratic in the last few. Washington is Democratic. I didn't say that earlier. Arizona is swing. Tennessee is Republican. Indiana is Republican. Missouri is Republican. And Wisconsin is Democratic. Is a swing. So in order to win this election, you literally have to campaign in 5 states. So how important would a popular vote be? Right? Because the rest of them at the bottom, most of them are Democratic. I mean, Republican. Alabama, Louisiana, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Connecticut is Democratic. Utah, Iowa, Nevada, you go down. So how important would a popular vote be if you only in a state this large have to campaign in 5 to, let's call it 10 states? You get what I'm saying? That's why I argue against popular vote, because everybody wants a taste of the pie. Because don't forget, people, elections cost money, and you spend money at elections. When you go to the stadium, those workers, when you watch parties, when you are going out, GeoTV, phone banking, all those different things, fundraisers, those things affect the economy of certain states. Chicago is going to make a crap load of money over the weekend. Wisconsin made a lot of money for the RNC because it moves around the country. Right? So that comment. You were saying something, Dr. Brian.
Don't remember.
Okay.
A lot else has been happening besides the swing states, the counting. A lot of things been happening around. So let's get into it. One thing that is, let's start with this. I commend the mayor for extending some of the activities during the summer to try to prevent crimes when young people are not busy. They do, if they're not busy in a positive way, if they have loose times and don't have a focus or whatever, they can get caught up in different things. So I commend him for extending the time for some of the young folks to stay busy and to stay out of trouble. Unfortunately, we still have a group of kids who, in spite of things that are available throughout the day, decide that going a different path might be the way that they go about in doing so. So it's very disheartening to hear 11-year-olds getting involved in criminal activities. Instead of being involved in criminal activities, they need to be focusing on things that would help them to get better in what it is that they want to do, explore maybe different functions, different activities, hands-on things. So kudos to parents who hear what your children want to do and then bombard them with keeping them busy. If they like sports, have, like Roderick, have them involved in every single sport possible that they don't have time to breathe. So kudos to that. Or if they like art, do the same thing. Hey, okay, you like art? Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. But when they have idle time and wrong company,
I don't mind do idle things.
Yes. So please, as our young folks are, some school ended and things are ending, please, if there's young folks around you, find out what they like and then try to get them involved in something that's out there.
So could I just address Stickle? The states in America
Mhm.
are oftentimes more powerful than the federal government. Think about that statement, what you just said. We're not one country. We're a country of 50 states. That's why they have governors. The governors have the same power as the president of the United States, if not more. Because, for example, Joe Biden allowed easier path for the migrants. The governor of Texas turned them away, and he just shipped them on out. Abortion rights. The federal government cannot. The state has more power over abortion rights. Right? No matter what Donald Trump says, he can't get rid of abortion in blue states. He can't. So we are a bunch of states, right? So it's not, if it's only one government, then yes, the popular vote is more important. But we're not one government. There are many layers of government.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point. So it's not about the popular vote. But it's not but again, you guys are confused. It's not something wrong with the minority people being able to control the minority persons do not. If you win the state, you win the electoral Congress for that state. So I'm not exactly sure where's the minority. If you win Texas, you win all 32. If it's 32 or 34, I think it's 34, right? You win all 34. If you win California, you win all 55. I'm not sure what people are saying. Your vote at your state level dictates who gets the electoral vote. No congressperson can go against the will of the people of that state.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why people keep saying that. A congressperson cannot go against the will of the people of that state. So if everybody in Delaware votes Republican, it's a Republican candidate that will get the vote. If you notice on television, they will show you by state. And when you watch the election, you'll see by state. Oh, they won New York State, they won the electoral vote. And they show you the actual number of votes in the state. So I don't know why people are getting like, oh my God, it's the electoral Congress. No, it's the people that elect the president.
Mm-hmm.
Not the electoral Congress is governed by the people who vote, not the other way around. Why do you think Mike Pence couldn't? Why do you think Mike Pence couldn't go against the election and Trump wanted to remove him and try to have him killed? Because he wanted him to go against the will of the people, and he couldn't do it. So those people who are having this crazy thought that the electoral Congress determines who's the president, it only does it. It's like what you call a rubber stamp, right? It's a rubber stamp. It makes it official. That's all it does. You guys are like, oh, the popular vote, the popular this, the popular that. No. If you don't vote in your state and somebody else votes,
mm-hmm.
whoever is running for office will win that state and win those electoral votes.
Mm-hmm.
People, let's stop listening to these conversations about, oh, it's the electoral Congress. Yes, we know that, but the electoral Congress is generated from the popular vote.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And I just explained. I just showed you why the electoral Congress is important. Immigrant youth programs should be more priority, right? I just showed you why it's important, because now all 50 states become important in the election process. All. Because those are the four, those three, Delaware has one, I think Rhode Island has one or two, they start adding up. Okay?
Karen was referring to a conversation that I
You started. Yeah, this was answering that. So what is it?
So what it is a 11-year-old migrant boy got arrested as an aggressor in New York City for robbing subway robbery linked with the muggings that's been taking place in Central Park. So what they've been doing is a group of teenagers been walking around. They hover over individuals walking at nighttime or in the afternoon time, maybe a group of 15, 16, they crowd them and they rob them. Then
so can I just say this?
Sure.
I don't like when people say migrants and immigrants are doing this crime. When we had a group of the individuals, American-born citizens,
mm-hmm.
the Trinitarios, a large part of them are American. The Bloods and the Crips are American.
Well, what they're trying to say is, here's the reason why they're pointing out the migrants and many of the kids coming from Venezuela. What they're trying to say is they want to get rid of the sanctuary states, and they want to be able to take away the privileges of people who are committing crimes, taking it away and sending them back home. That's the reason why they brought up the word.
I know. Well, I mean, in that, of course, if you commit a crime, anybody.
But like the officer said this morning, I was listening to the news this morning. He said, you arrest the children, you arrest them, but you can't do anything. Once they get arrested, you have to let them go after a while because there's no consequence.
And that's the problem I have with New York City. Even in schools, there's no consequence for children.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny.
Because of the whole ICE
I was
thing
having
that
this
you're
conversation
offending.
with my wife. I was having this conversation with my wife the other day, a couple of days ago, and I said, at some age, it's not the age that make you knowledgeable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because some 20-something-year-old have no sense,
Mm-hmm.
and a 15-year-old, because remember, you can learn things.
Mm-hmm.
Some people learn things and adapt to things faster than others. They learn how to lie, they learn how to cheat, they learn how to steal, they learn how to play the system, play victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we have to stop in society to state the age is the factor in determining what somebody can and cannot do. We have to talk about what is their behavior.
I
Right?
think the reason why they're bringing up the age is because they weren't anticipating an 11-year-old pickpocketing, stealing, and then using that information as part of the group of kids. They anticipated older kids, but not younger ones.
No, but this is not new. That's what I'm trying to say. Like people, like it's like this is not new. What kingpins and drug lords do is send out the little kids. Remember what I told you about the 8-year-old? Well, we started a conversation about the 8-year-old. They have no conscience. They don't understand. So you're going to use them to commit the crime. Why? Because one, they get no penalty because they're innocent. Right? I'm not talking about an 8-year-old. I'm talking about like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many times you've been in a school? How many times you see things that a 12, 13, 14-year-old child is doing, and you're like, damn, I couldn't even imagine myself doing that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's not unusual. That's why I don't like the term the migrant kids or this. I think that people need to say more and establish more about what is going on in our society, that people can use children to do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're teaching your children to do bad things, then you and the children need to leave this country. If I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know who are the killers in some of the West Indian countries? The little kids. Because they have no conscience. You ever watch the Hotel Rwanda? Or is that what the name of the show is?
Mm-hmm.
Where you had to choose and to put the handgun in the hands of kids. Hi, Mom. How you doing? That's Dr. Juju's mom, ladies and gentlemen.
What? You're funny.
Yeah, but again, it goes back to what I was saying: scapegoats.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? Who's our common enemy? The migrants are real easy. We don't want to talk about the amount of crimes that we're committing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's easy to scapegoat the migrants. I'm not saying the migrants are the problem, right? But it's easy to scapegoat them because they're not us. So, I mean, we have issues. We have gangs. We have a terrible school system in certain areas that affects these things.
Mm-hmm.
When you allow kids to smoke marijuana without consequence, right? You know, right? Say it again. Say hi, Mom. Say it again. You try to whisper that down. I heard you. Say it again.
Whatever, Roderick.
Say hi, Mom again. You trying to chick it out. ladies and gentlemen, she said hi, mom, under her breath. Right? Um, we need to stop. We need to stop scapegoating
Mm-hmm.
and stop scapegoating and start fixing some of the problems. Stop looking at the common enemy, right? Because crime in New York City was prevalent way
Yeah,
before we had the migrant situation.
that is true. 2020. Guess
Yeah.
what? It was young folks. They weren't migrants during that time. Jumping, breaking,
Yep.
looting.
Beating people in the elevator. They weren't migrants. Or
Mhm.
beating on older people.
Yeah, and different nationality. Remember, well, it started when I'll say this. The former president, remember, there was certain different groups they started to target because they blamed them for COVID.
Karen, I want to take out the word excessive crime. We do not have an excessive crime problem in New York City. We have a crime problem in New York City, not excessive. It is New York City is one of the safest large city to live in. One of the safest in the world. When we use words like excessive, it makes people feel that you cannot live in New York City. It's not excessive. There are crime. There are murders. You know, a couple months ago we had the 84-year-old woman who was shot outside her step, Vanderveer in my district, Flatbush Gardens. You have that issue in a lot of areas. You have it, but excessive to me is, and you and I are around the same age, Karen. So you know what it was like in the 80s and 90s. That was when you had excessive crime. Now you have crime. The mayor's doing a very good job. I don't think I don't think Bill de Blasio did a good job on crime. He was too far left for me. But I think Giuliani, Bloomberg, and Eric are doing a decent job on crime and trying to make the city safer. We have more time. We have more time for things to talk about.
Well, that is true. That is true. So one thing I noticed today that they arrested a group of individuals, 5 to be exact, 2 doctors, with the death of the guy from Friends.
Matthew Perry.
Hmm. So that was quick that they were able to find who is distributing the doctors that was involved in providing the drugs. And then
Right.
there's drug dealers involved in it as well. So I am excited that now more and more different states are starting to take this drug situation seriously.
Yeah, I think you know you know it's funny. When I just got diagnosed, right? Um, they gave me oxycodone,
Hmm.
and I was like, oxycodone. I don't want to take oxycodone and codeine.
Why you
Percocet.
you think it's addictive?
They are addictive. You know how many people die from them?
Not necessarily, because I actually had oxycodone several
No, no,
times.
no. So yeah, my nurse Laura said to me, dude, you have cancer. There's no such thing as addiction for you. You know, and I was like, right, yeah. Which one of the mayors you talking about cleaned up the mess, Karen?
Well, one got himself in a bigger mess. That's Giuliani.
Yeah, because he's an idiot. You know,
So yeah, a lot of things. Oh, let's talk about the Olympics. I want to know, why did they get rid of breakdancing? Did you watch the breakdancing division?
no.
Okay, so why are they getting rid of it?
Why are they
Listeners, can you share with me why they're getting rid of? She
Did you
said
watch
Eric
it?
Adams. The breakdancing. I saw a couple of clips of it, but why are they getting rid of the breakdancing? One lady
I know factually I didn't watch it. I watched nothing to do with breakdown. Nothing at all.
Why?
No, I said I'm not saying I don't have anything. I said I didn't watch anything.
So that's something that's not going
Well,
back.
part of it. Let me just explain the truth of that matter.
Okay.
My wife is a track and a tennis fiend,
We know that.
so I didn't have any TV time.
Oh,
So in order for me to get TV time, I'd have to be relinquished to my man cave, which my man cave is also a storage cave. So no, I didn't see any of the.
I just want to know
But I could tell what happened. I could tell what happened in track and field, though.
Okay, so
Now
then
I can
they
tell
got rid of the bronze from Jordan Child.
Jordan
Right.
Child, yes.
So there's drama still going back and forth between that, where they said they showed the video, but then there might be it's a conflict because one of the people, as one of the judges, they're from that country. So a lot is going on with that. It is a shame because it's like a roller coaster. She's excited, and they decide to take it back. They decide we're gonna fight for it. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's you know, I'm upset. I don't think the other controversy is the Jamaican guy, Cushane Thompson, and Noah Lyles. Technically, what they did to determine a winner, I wouldn't say it's illegal, but I would say it's unethical because you're supposed to go the second and then like 2 or 3 numbers after that second. So it's 9 point something. Let's say they both ran 9.79. Right? They were supposed to go to the next number to see who win. They went about 5 numbers down to determine that Noah Lyles won. 5 numbers down, right? To determine that he won. They should have given both of them gold. And award a silver medal.
They're not going to do that, right?
You know, and America being the big country it is, got away with it. So again, I guess it's bad justice, right? Jordan Childs, Cushane Thompson. You win one and you lost one. Right? What you know, so I hate the feeling of euphoria, and then your fear turn to sadness, which is what happened in Jordan Child's case.
Yeah, it was such
You
a
know
beautiful moment.
what happened to Stephon Curry's wife?
Yes, that they end up hitting the baby in the head, arguing back and forth. The police end up hitting the baby as she was walking. But you know what? They're not the only one that complain about the way that they were treated. Serena also complained about the way she was treated in a hotel as well, with her and her kids.
The black athletes,
Yeah.
runners, also were complaining about that treatment as well.
So that is something, you know, here, France, Paris, whatever, you know, it's supposed to be the place of love, the place, you know, people desire to go to. But when you are mistreated, we don't forget, homie. We do not. And especially you have people competing and then you treat them like crap. But that's the reality of it. It just takes you back to days when people used to perform and had to leave out a certain way. So still racist.
You know, I, in all my times in France, I didn't really encounter um, as much racism in France as I did in Spain. This is not the first country they got away with it because the JAA. Exactly, exactly, Star Girl. They got away. The Olympic got because the J3A and JOA. These are the governing bodies of Olympic of athletics in Jamaica. Shut their mouth and did not file a grievance or appeal on behalf of Christian. And that's the point, right? That is, that is one of the issues. And a lot of people have been asking for the leadership of JAAA and JOA to step down because they're not representing the people then properly, as they should. And these are things that excite small countries like those countries in CARICOM. They don't have the monies to send thousands of athletes or train thousands of athletes. But what they do send, they're top-notch athletes. And for them to get robbed, it says a lot. And you're right. I don't remember the year, Karen, with the Yugoslavian gymnasts.
Let me tell you.
I don't remember the year in that, but there's another year as well.
Black and brown veterans still don't get respect.
That is true. That is very, very true. There's something. Oh,
COVID's back. So if you don't think it's back, it's back. I was on the train and the bus yesterday, Roderick. And oh my goodness, it was driving me crazy how many people were sneezing and coughing. They didn't care. They did not care at all. And I was like, oh. So I know after the whole COVID episode, people are more paranoid. I am. I'm completely paranoid about that. But I do notice a lot of sick people on the train and on the bus. And it's, they're not going to say, hey, they're sick or whatever. They're just going to continue to spread their germs.
Before I forget, so let me tell you a joke while I was on the plane, right? I sat down next to this lady and I love the aisle seat, right? My wife loves the window seat. I like the aisle seat because I have to get up a lot, right? I got to keep moving, get my extremities going and everything else. But I try to say to my wife, I'll compromise. One leg of the trip, I'll do aisle, and you do wind. You get what I'm saying? Like we alternate.
Right.
She won both times. So I was in the middle seat coming back, and I'm sitting next to this woman.
Oh boy.
And I don't know if it's her, but I started sneezing.
Oh god.
The lady.
You would have drove me nuts.
The lady got up. She got herself a face mask. She got me a face mask.
Oh.
And asked Garcia if she wanted a face mask. But what happened was she was wearing this cologne.
She was wearing perfume or cologne?
Perfume.
Okay.
Right? She was wearing the perfume, and I was allergic to the damn thing because I wasn't sneezing prior to being on the plane.
That is true, Karen. Long Island now passed a law that you can't wear a face mask. But
you're not supposed to. You know how many criminal activities because of the damn face mask? I agree with that. Yeah, you're right, Stalker. It was funny as hell. Eventually, and then she'd turn like So if I had to give the cup, you know, like the attendant walks down the aisle and say, "You have any garbage or something?"
Yes, she don't want no part of you.
She turned to the left, and like, and then it was funny. Eventually, I said hi, and then we spoke for a little bit.
You should have had a mask on the plane.
No, I should have. No, I normally have masks in my bag. So I was actually looking for the mask, but apparently I must have taken them out on the way going. And I didn't realize I didn't. No, not on the way, because I wore a mask going. Right. But it was spectacularly funny. There's something I wanted to. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, before I forget, August 30th. As a reminder, we are two things.
What's that?
August 30th is the
back to school drive.
Back to school drive over at Snyder and East 58th Street. I believe it's on the flyer. Let me just check the flyer.
Is that Chris Banks one?
No, Chris Banks one was a couple of days ago.
Okay.
We're also Andre's still looking for a PE teacher, a literacy teacher.
That's so, you know what? That is true, Sophia.
Yeah, I thought we talked about it last week. That's why I didn't bring it up. He ran to 200 while having COVID.
Right, but how about the other people who were exposed to it?
No, I agree. I agree with
negligence. Do we take a win over health and safety?
That's what they do. So it's August 30th.
Star girl, but they went up to move me to first class from you.
They wanted to move me, Star Girl. They wanted to move me. Let me just see.
The people, they should have isolated you.
So it's Friday, August 30th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Back to school resource fun day. Bring the kids out on that day, August 30th. It is sponsored by Rise and Ground. You can register online. Students must be in attendance to receive a book bag, and they're gonna have many things for the kids: health screening, giveaways. 5810 Snyder Avenue, just right around Kings Highway.
5810.
Yeah, 5810 Snyder Avenue. So it's right off Kings Highway over there in Ralph, next to Tilden High School.
What's the time?
11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Flatbush Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Do they have to register?
Yes, they do. They have to register. You could always connect. I'm going to see if I could try to get the link. I did send it out, and I'll send it again. Right? That's next week.
Don't rush the time. It's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Right. I don't know how to do math.
Because here's the thing. As soon as you say the 30th, Labor Day is right after, and then guess what? School starts.
The let me see. I was looking here. I think I missed somebody, so I'm trying to.
Stickle put to your point about the Olympics in 2008. Sharon Simpson and Karan Stewart tied for the silver in the 100 race.
Okay.
So what else is happening?
Nothing at all. There's going to be Sean Paul is going to be at Roy Wilkins Park. I was trying to figure out the date on that. Right. He's going to be at Roy Wilkins Park through the Mayor Series. I'm going to see if I can go. Right. Next week, Tuesday, I have 3 birthdays on Tuesday. 3 of my cousins, no, 2 of my cousins and my niece. All of them. My niece is so funny, right? So she's going to be 23 on Tuesday. And so I kept saying, "You're 23 years old, blah, blah, blah," because she was just here. She just came up to visit me. And she would make sure, "I'm not 23, I'm 22.
Mm.
I'm like, "Your birthday is only literally 2 weeks away."
I
And so happy birthday to my cousin Rose
happy
when
birthday.
it comes on Tuesday. And happy birthday to my cousin Tamika. Oh, and congratulations to my cousin Tamika as well.
You forgot Miss Waterman, happy belated birthday.
Yes, happy birthday. And happy belated birthday, Miss Waterman. And thank you for participating. And happy birthday, Kavia, when it comes. You were saying.
August 24th. Thank you, Stickle. From 6 to 9, Sean Paul Live in Queens, Roy Wilkin Park.
Yes, I'm gonna see if I can get out and go.
Thank you,
that.
Stickle.
Thank you, Stickle. So we can get some tickets.
Saturday.
Yeah. This week is scheduled for my treatment, so let's see what I can do around it.
Mm-hmm.
What else? We have back to school. Let's not forget that. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget. The back to school is coming up. Make sure you get some supplies for your kids. There are a lot of sales going on. It's funny. I went to Nike outlet, right?
Where?
Nike outlet.
Which one?
The one in California.
Okay.
But the prices are basically around the same. I got 3 pairs of nice sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
3 pairs for me.
You're supposed to be shopping for your kids. He was like, "No,
I'm just good. They're the kids, right? They got stuff too. But I'm just saying, like, I got a pair of Jordans for myself for $100. The Jordan 1s, $100 for it. I got a pair of sneakers for $41 and a pair of sneakers for $50-something. The point that I'm making is that, and then there was a discount as well with the app. So if you have the Nike app or whatever, you get another discount. School supplies significantly cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So look for those sales, especially for those of you.
Sales, and sales again.
Yeah. I'm not rich enough to buy things at full price. So look at the sales. Right. You were saying, Dr. Mike.
No, I asked you what part. What which you mentioned California.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is something happened with Jersey that they took some of their, how people used to go to Jersey all the time to get tax break or whatever. They got rid of that last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think like right now in New York City, they cut down taxes on many things. In California, and not in California, in New York, especially on school supplies. But I think like Staples have it. Have some sales as well. There was something else I wanted to say. September 28th, in Brooklyn on Church Avenue. There will be a fair to come out for everything that you need to get done. For your body, the different agencies. Don't forget to get your garbage cans, because if you don't get your garbage cans, I think
Will you get a fine? Will you get a fine if you don't have all 4?
You not that you'll get a fine if you don't have all 4, if you do not separate all 4.
That's some garbage. That's really some.
Like Eddie said at the beginning of the show, it's literally garbage.
Yeah, like who got time to do all of that?
Yeah, yeah. And again, I asked the question: is it truly needed?
forcing
it?
people to do something that some things, yes. But when you force me to have to get 4 garbage cans, a recycling bin, this and that, composting, maybe I don't want to compost. Why am I forced to have to do that?
Yeah.
Eddie said, and he still say it.
I said it again. And I still say it. I was trying to figure out the deadline voting dates coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
In September.
You have, I don't care what you vote for, but do vote.
Yes.
I can't. Well, I do care what you vote for, but I won't tell you what you vote. But I do want you to exercise
Just go out. You know, people died for you to actually have that opportunity
to vote. So
Go
please get out and vote. Your vote counts. It's not the electoral vote that finalized the vote, Stickle. It's the popular vote, so your vote counts. Many elections have been lost or won because of a small number of votes. Biden won with 10,000 votes in Georgia. Trump won with about the same in Wisconsin and Michigan. So your vote matters, your vote count, get out and do it. With that being said, also condolence to my family as well. I forgot, lost a family member last week, Sunday. Extended family, great guy in Richie. I just want to express my condolence to his mom, Avernie, and Ozzy, and the loss. He's 51 years young.
Let me tell you, I'm tired. I'm tired of going to funerals. This
Yeah.
will be like number 4 for the last 3 weeks. So I'm over it now. So live, go out, enjoy life.
That's right. And neither do you. You don't live in a swing state either. Okay? However, you and I can get out and help a swing state for our candidate. God bless you. Please go out, exercise. You don't know you don't know what tomorrow brings, so enjoy today.
Yeah.
For tomorrow, enjoy today. God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for watching, viewing, participating, and sharing The Village. But most importantly, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Tell a friend to hit the subscribe button. God bless each and every one of you. Enjoy your weekend, and looking forward to seeing you next time. God bless.
Bye.
Good night. So you're a communist now. All right, Stickle.